Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Saving Sunderland. Now in today's episode it was going to be the final game in our Champions League group, but because of the results how they fell, the final game was absolutely pointless. We're qualified top of our group very comfortably, so I've decided to speed on ahead past that point. So I'm actually going to be bringing you a game against Tottenham Hotspur in the 22nd of January so we can review a lot of fixtures that have happened since we last met, and we'll also see about what sort of business I've been doing in the January transfer window. So the last time we met it was a 2-2 draw against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. We'll follow that up with a disappointing 3-3 away draw to Everton. A goal from Jadon Sancho and 2 from Lincoln got us our 3, but unfortunately we couldn't see out the win. We then had an impressive 3-0 away victory against Manchester City, goals from Sergio Vignato and Luis Enrique Aranz. And this was the game that confirmed our qualification from our group and as winners of the group. It was a 3-2 away victory to Roma, goals from Luis Enrique Aranz, Vignato and Lincoln. Next up was a 2-0 home victory against Manchester United. We've definitely turned up against Manchester United in the past couple of seasons after being tormented by them for years. Milagres and Jose Luis with the goals. Sancho missed a penalty 33 minutes in. We then had an incredibly disappointing 1-1 home draw to Leicester City. Leicester were actually bottom of the table at this point, so to draw against them was absolutely horrendous. As you can see, we did dominate by stats, but we didn't make enough of our chances. Kelechi Iheanacho gave them the lead in the 35th minute, but Maximiliano Sugo got a 62nd minute goal to give us the point. And then we went away to Watford in the Premier League, won this one 5-2, 2 from Vignato, 1 from Aranz, 1 for Guendouzi and 1 for Althans. And this was the final group game of the Champions League. We beat CSKA Moscow 6-0, very comfortable win. A goal from Rickson, 2 from Wozniak, 1 from Rios and 2 from Sugo, getting us the victory. We then went away to West Ham United in the Premier League, a team who have given us problems in the past but actually won 7-1. Oscar Pfeiffer with a goal, Vignato, 4 from Lincoln and 1 from Reiss Nelson. An absolutely incredible performance. It wasn't a game of many chances for us really, we just took them every time they came, and if you look at the stats there, it's not a 7-1 game, but here, it's went against us a few times, so we'll take it. We then beat Manchester United again, but this time in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. 1 goal from Maximiliano Sugo, seeing us through to the semis. We then had a home tie in the Premier League, 4-0 against Bournemouth, 2 from Lincoln, 1 from Foden and 1 from Vignato. We then had a home tie against Southampton, 4-0, 1 from Nievas, 1 from Vignato, 1 from Rios and 1 from Ndombele. We then had another home tie, this time it was against Middlesbrough, won this one 5-1, goals from Jose Luis, a hat-trick for Lincoln and 1 from Mateo Rios. We then had a home tie against Crystal Palace, 3-0 win, Luis Enrique Aranz and Lincoln getting us the goals. We then beat Birmingham in the FA Cup third round, beating them 7-0 on the night, 3 from Luis Enrique Aranz, 2 from Christian Nievas and 2 from Reiss Nelson. In the first leg of our semi-final of the League Cup we beat Tottenham Hotspur at home 3-2, sets up an interesting second leg, but here, hopefully we can make it through, but if we don't, I'm not too fussed. And then there was this, our first defeat in the league for 1.5 seasons. I think it brought an end to, might have been a 56 game unbeaten streak in the Premier League. We got beat 4-1 off Arsenal. They were just absolutely hyper-clinical and we were hyper-sloppy. A goal from Ndombele in the 72nd minute didn't give us any sort of hope because by the 50th minute they were already 4-0 up. So we are no longer unbeaten. This will not be an invincible season, so I thought the next match was a good time to return. So in the next match we do have Tottenham Hotspur at home in the Premier League. And let's see how this defeat, which we haven't tasted for a very long time, affects the boys going forward. And this is the team that we're going to go with. We'll start with Jordan Pickford in goal, Oscar Pfeiffer, Mateo Rios and Ruben Diaz as our centre-backs, Michael Althans and Milagres as our wing-backs, Phil Foden and Guendouzi in the centre with Vignato on the right, Luis Enrique Aranz in the Ram Deuter role on the left, and Lincoln up top. So we'll kick off against Tottenham Hotspur at the Stadium of Light and we're shooting from left to right. Highlight now, Phil Foden with a corner, Oscar Pfeiffer meets it, near post but gets it far post. We are 1-0 up. As you can see here, excellent corner from Phil Foden. He really is great with set pieces and Oscar Pfeiffer rises highest and gives us the 1-0 lead. Another highlight now, we have the ball on the left hand side. Phil Foden plays it down to Lincoln. He hasn't got many options but he finds Guendouzi in the centre. Go on, overlap Vignato to Guendouzi. Back to Vignato, was in the box. Can he beat Butland? Excellent save by Butland at his near post. Another highlight now, Althans on this right hand side this time. Guendouzi's got the ball in the box. He finds Milagres on the edge. And Milagres, he does love a good long shot. As we can see here, Althans on this right hand side. Good play with Phil Foden. Guendouzi finds it in the box, finds Milagres on the edge, and it's an excellent clean strike. Butland couldn't get anywhere near it. 2-0. Pick up the highlight with Phil Foden. It gets flicked on into the box, but Spurs' defence can play it out. Marcus Rashford for it now, plays it to Julian Draxler on this left-hand side. Almeida's got the ball, he's an excellent regen. Draxler with a strike. It's not going to be Pickford. And that's going to be that for half-time. 2-0 Sunderland. I'll get the boys back out. It seems like a nice, settled, professional performance bouncing back off that Arsenal defeat. And this half we're shooting from right to left. Highlight now, Jordan Pickford on the edge of his area. Can we build something from the back? Guendouzi now has it in the centre. He finds Lincoln in a pocket of space, and Lincoln, he's been in clinical form this season, but he couldn't put that one away. Another highlight now, another Guendouzi ball in the central of midfield. He finds Luis Enrique, runs with a search and pass. Can he get the ball in the box? He can. Lincoln back post. He nods it in, makes it 3-0. As we can see, excellent through ball by Guendouzi for Luis Enrique around on the left hand side. He gets past his man, gets the ball in, back post, and Lincoln's there to head it in very comfortably, really. Jack Butland had no chance, makes it 3-0 Sunderland. The 3 points are coming home with us. 70 minutes in here, I'm going to make some changes. We're going to get some tired legs off. We'll get Phil Foden off for Mohamed Zahir. We'll get Lincoln off for Sugo. And we will get Althans off for Rickson. Highlight now, Visalco on this right hand side for Tottenham Hotspur, plays it to Rashford. Ericsson's got it now, down the line for Rashford. We need to be careful here, boys. Oscar Pfeiffer with the head's clear, can we break? Sugo has it now up top. He's got the run from Guendouzi in the centre. Can he find him? He doesn't. He goes all the way outside the left hand side. Luis Enrique runs with the ball in the box. Guendouzi should be putting that on the back of the net, really. 10 seconds remain of the match. You'd imagine this is going to be all she wrote. And that's that, full time. A very easy game, very simple game. Not too many chances either way, but we managed to come out 3-0 victors. And it's nice to bounce back after that defeat. So in this January period, there's been a lot of interest in our players, as you can see here. Oscar Pfeiffer wants away to Real Madrid. Mateo Rios is wanted by Real Madrid, and Mateo Rios is wanted by Ruben Diaz. Sorry, is wanted by Real Madrid. So they want our centre backs as if it's all they've got. Milagres has been getting scouted by Barcelona pretty much all season. Matteo Guendouzi is wanted by Real Madrid and Manchester United. Sugo is wanted by Real Madrid and Chelsea. Wozniak is actually wanted by Real Madrid on loan, and if they were going to play him, I would actually let him go. But in terms of transfers, I know I've got an absolute abundance of central midfielders, but I'm going to make this transfer for £40 million. Ricardo Esparza from Mexico Cruz Azul. He looks like an absolutely incredible central midfielder. You look at his physical stats, everything is very, very good there. In central midfield, he can play in pretty much any role I would choose. Obviously, deep lying playmaker is his most natural, but here, he can do anything we want, really. He's just an absolutely... This is the kind of guy you see every so often, like Oscar Pfeiffer, where you've just got to jump on them while you've got the chance to sign them. So signing them for £40 million. Work permit decision should be here before on the 26th of January this month. So next episode, you will see this guy, unless he's not registered for the Champions League. But I think we can re-register now we're in the knockout stages, I think. So yeah, in terms of the Champions League, which will be our next episode, we have drew Hajduk Split in the first knockout round, which is absolutely fantastic. I've never had a better draw in the Champions League, so hopefully we can comfortably get past them in the next episode and book our spots in the quarterfinals. So yeah, disappointing to lose the unbeaten run that we've had for quite a long time, but it was going to come one day. We did actually dominate that match against Arsenal, but they were just super clinical and we weren't. If you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you're enjoying my content, why not get yourself subscribed? But until next time, take it easy.